Asla- Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We were discussing the chapter living organism and their surroundings. In this chapter, we have studied about the living organism, the characteristics of living organism, and how they are different from non-living organism. Then we have discussed about the environment and the adaptations and habitat. Last period, we have discussed about terrestrial habitats. Now we shall take aquatic habitat. What was terrestrial habitat? Terrestrial means terra means land. So all animals and plants that live on land are called as terrestrial plants and animals, and their place of living is called as terrestrial habitat. Now the word aqua means water. So all organisms that lives in water like lakes, ponds, rivers and oceans are called aquatic organisms, and their habitats are called as aquatic habitat. In aquatic habitat, first we will take the marine habitat, the ocean habitat. What is the ocean? Ocean is a large water body. Its water is salty. Many fish live in oceans. We shall study the adaptations of the fish. Fishes have many adaptations to survive in water. First, its body is streamlined. The streamlined shape of the body helps the fishes to swim fast. What is the streamlined shape of the body? Means the body is narrow at both the end and broad in between, like boat shape. This helps to cut the water current. Then next adaptation is that the skin is covered with waterproof scales which protect it from decaying in water. You know, if we keep our hands or legs for a long time in water, this shrinks, no? The skin shrinks. But the fishes lives entire life in water. So how do they cope with the water? Their skin is covered with the waterproof scales which protect it from decaying in water. Then fishes breathe through gills. Gills, there are many slits cut on the gills, and from these the water go inside the body, and along with the water the oxygen dissolved in water also go inside the body. Fishes take this oxygen and the release gas, the exhale gas comes out also with the floating water. Then all aquatic animals do not have gills like dolphins and whales. They breathe through lungs. They have nostrils to inhale air in the upper parts of their head. Nostrils allow them to breathe in water. When they swim near the surface of water, and they can stay inside the water for a long time. You must have seen dolphins that they come out, take a dive in the air and again go back in water. So why do they often come out and go inside the water, take a dive and go inside the water? They just come out to inhale the fresh air through their nostrils. Then there are some animals like octopus. They don't have streamlined body. So how do they survive? They stay near the seabed deeper in the oceans to avoid resistance offered by the sea waves. Then we shall discuss about pond and lake habitat, the freshwater habitat. Many plants survive in fresh waters. There are basically two types. One is free floating plants and the second is the submerged plant. First we shall take free floating plants. Free floating, as the word suggests, that these plants are free to float. They can float freely on water, like water hyacinth, lotus, and water lily. Their leaves are covered with a waxy coating which make them waterproof. Stems have air spaces which enable the plants to float. Then submerged plant. Submerged, as you can well known from the word, that they are merged inside the water, completely merged in water, like Hydrilla and Valsinaria. In submerged plants such as Hydrilla and Valsinaria, leaves are thin and ribbon shaped. Such types of leaves allow water current to pass through without damaging the leaves. Now we shall discuss adaptation in frog. Frog is an amphibian, not an aquatic animal, means it can live both on water and on land. How do it survive both? You have seen the feet of the frog, it has webbed feet. There is skin between the fingers, in the toes, like the feet of the duck. This helps them to swim in water. Then they have long and strong back legs that help in hopping on the land and for catching their prey. Then, when it remains in water, it breathes through its moist skin, and when it comes out, it breathes through lungs. These are the adaptations of frog. Now, this all adaptations we have finished. Now, there is one more term that is called as acclimatization. What is acclimatization? Adaptation and acclimatization is slightly different from each other. Adaptation is a slow and gradual change that takes place over a long period of time when an organism has to adjust in a particular type of habitat. It is a long time process. And acclimatization, suppose you go to visit a hill station. You must have noticed that for the first few days you will feel difficulty in breathing and doing any physical work. But as you start living there for some days, your body adjusts and you are able to breathe properly. This fast change, this adjustment in the body is called as acclimatization. The changes that take place in the body of an organism to adjust in the surroundings is called as acclimatization. Acclimatization refers to a change that takes place over a short period of time, and adaptation refers to the change that takes place over a long period of time. This is all about the lesson. Now we have completed the lesson. Go and revise it properly, okay?